It's time to break one for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steal. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
And good morning, pleasant good morning to you from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show for Tuesday, October 22nd, the beginning of, sports betting season here today with the NBA kicking off tonight with two games, including Celtics, Lakers, not against each other, but the Knicks and the Celtics, Timberwolves and the Lakers, doubleheader tonight to start things off before the schedule really kicks in tomorrow. Big card here this week with NBA and NHL. It's the frozen frenzy, they tell me today, with a huge card of games. Everybody in action here. With the games, the staggered starts. This is so, I think, anyway, viewers here can watch finish after finish after finish at the end of the game, starting at 6:07 Eastern today. Each game goes off in about 20, 30-minute intervals, 15 minutes. They just roll them off here. And then at the end of the games, you can just keep switching to each game. Hopefully they're close. We got a good card today in the NHL. We'll talk about it, previews, picks, and a couple of college football games tonight as well. Sam Houston and FIU, UTEP and Louisiana Tech. We'll squeeze those in somewhere down the line. And there is Champions League soccer. Don't know how much time or how much we'll get into that. We do have a pretty big card of Champions League action today and an MLS game too, but maybe we'll focus on that Champions League, maybe get some picks together. We'll have a package of plays available today. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for joining me here on the show and in the chat. Say hello to the chat all-stars. Hello, stars. And want to say hello to our soccer expert here, Gerardo Hernandez, leading us off here today. Dave Dickens is tired of baseball. He says, I'm boycotting the World Series. He doesn't like the baseball. World Series begins on Friday here, a sports equinox, if you will. We'll have at least 4 days of sports equinox here in October and maybe November as well, but we'll see how deep we can go. I would imagine to be a 7-game series of the Dodgers, favored by $1.25, $1.30 to win the World Series. My pick to win the World Series is the Los Angeles Dodgers here over the Yankees in 6 games. I like the Dodgers to win the World Series, and we'll have hopefully a great series coming up. Thomas Lewis is here. He's my right-hand man. He's my Ed McMahon. He says, good morning. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, hit the thumbs up, and check us out here at the Sports Money Network. Got great programming here, expanding programming hopefully in the near future, and great family here of cappers creating content on our growing channel, the fastest growing channel on YouTube. Let's mark down Katie Bolter rocking against Han there today in some tennis action. I've been watching tennis, getting ready for this big show here. Lando's here, Ziggy's here with his action hopefully today. Johnny Walker is here. Good to see Johnny. Yeah, we got some fresh beats from Peasy. Appreciate that. from PZ, R. Tomps. Good morning and hello. And thank you to Curtis Mann as well. He's my man here, ready to go today. That's it from the chat so far. So chime in if you're a part of Team Steam here. And thank you, everybody, for showing up today. It's a pretty exciting day here, certainly. Have I missed anything so far about the action last night in the NFL? Hopefully you caught me across the street on that other show last night. I was able to bring home a couple of winners anyway. I know we lost the picks here on the show with my Chargers. I don't know how a quarterback can throw for 350 yards and not find the end zone one time, but that's what happened to my Chargers last night in the game against the Cardinals. Yeah, it's a bummer. I don't know if the Chargers are going to be able to turn the corner here without any real wide receiver core. I mean, not only did Justin Herbert pass for 350 yards and did it without a huge or maybe not a lot of talent at wide receiver. Let's just say when Will Dissly, the former Seahawk, 8 receptions, 81 yards as your leading receiver, but they were still able to amass big yardage against the Cardinals, but all they could manage were 5 field goals. So I figure it's going to be a struggle to make the playoffs. I got put in my place last night trying to tout them over this Cardinals team. They're not very good either. We know that. So they get the win with 1 second left. They went right down the field at the end of the game against a tired Chargers defense. They did a pretty okay job here. They couldn't stop James Conner in the end. He's still the man, right? Put him back in that Arizona uniform there, and number 6 was just running wild, and Kyler Murray also with that big touchdown run. But the big game, Baltimore and Tampa Bay. Baltimore felt like a convincing win at 41-31 yesterday. Hats off to Team Steam Consensus with the win with the Ravens last night. 37 consecutive points at one point. Lamar Jackson, 333 yards of total offense. Derrick Henry ran wild. I was not high on the running game. Never going to be not high on Derrick Henry, but I just didn't think he would smash with a big long run there like he did. Rashad Bateman, a big game for him, 121 yards receiving. Baker Mayfield threw for 370 in the loss. Got a little Justin Herbert syndrome in there, as well as the Ravens had over 500 yards. We did have both wins in our premium picks yesterday in football for the subscribers. We went over in the Ravens game and under in the Cardinals game. We did have the winner here on the show last night in NHL with the Maple Leafs here over the Lightning. Again, I was high on the Maple Leafs. They kind of told me over there, don't be so high on the Maple Leafs here this season, but I don't know. They squashed the Lightning last night. It's early yet. We'll see what happens. All right. Good action here today. We'll keep it rolling with the chat, and then we'll get into the show, maybe talk a little bit, another minute or two, but we've got to get rolling right now. Hey, my premium picks, as I mentioned, are over at winnable.com. I'm hopefully going to give you some great information here, some free picks on all these games today in the NBA. Let me straighten up here, get all my odds in this picture here. Hopefully my bad computer's not making too much noise this morning, and we'll just have to keep winning here and replace it. Okay, there we go. Now I like my shot a little bit there, except for me in it. Over at winnable.com, this is where I have all my premium pick plays. I'm a paid tout here on my infomercial here on Sports Money. So check me out over at winnable.com. I have a free subscription over there where I send out some plays to try to tempt you in a little bit and get the premium pick plays, which are 67 cents a day when you subscribe for 1 month for $19.95. For 67 cents a day, you'll probably get on a day like today. I would imagine it'll be maybe a dozen premium picks, maybe even a little bit more. We'll have Champions League as well. So look, it's really just a token of appreciation that I'm asking for here. Click the QR code in the lower right-hand corner there of the screen. It'll take you right to that page where I'm there. It explains how it all works. You can set your notifications and get your picks right to your device. And look, you can play them all. You don't have to play them at all. Just see who I'm on. What you're doing is following my action. I'm a high volume player with a lot of picks and a lot of analysis. From my satellite studios here in Las Vegas, this is what I like to do. So hope you join me for the ride, especially on this big day here with the huge NHL card and the start of the NBA season. Use the promo code STEAM to save 20% off those premium pick packages over there. My best picks are up there over at winnable.com. Hopefully we get some great picks here from the chat as well as we get ready for the show. Say hello to a few more. It was M-Looks joining us as well. And who else? Michelangelo is here today. Public Enemy, hello. As always, thank you. He's ready for the hockey. He's ready for the NBA and get ready for a grind here in NBA basketball. There's some good teams. There's some bad teams. It seems like the margin is getting wider here a little bit. All right. See who else? I think that might be it. Robert McCormick is here today. M-Looks has already got his pick on Villa today. I'll mark that down. Maybe I'll hopefully, I think we can get to the Champions League plays. We have graphics for them. And people are getting bigger, stronger, fast. I like this. Kind of reminds me of the old Van Halen video, remember, Right Now song, right? Today, people are getting bigger, stronger, and faster. Today, Ramon is going to make a bunch of sports picks. All right. Some prop action here. And Protection 1K is here today. Thank you for stopping by. All right, let's get rolling here. I think with the show and get started. Let's go right to our favorite, the NBA today. Everyone's excited. Everyone's ready for the start of the season here. It's just a matter of what you think of these teams, pretty much. Just, you can maybe look at a little bit of series history, but it does feel like, on the opening day, just a roster assessment. What are you going to do? And what are you going to pick when it comes to our matchups here today? Which side are you on with the Celtics and the Knicks? Of course, Celtics here. Maybe we'll see how the matchups go. I think there could be maybe the Knicks can hang in there, but the Celtics in the preseason were taking no prisoners, man. It seemed like they were ready to go right away and get the season going, man. They were beating teams at one point by 40 points or so. So we know no KP here to start the season. The Knicks have a couple of guys of note as well on the injured list to start today. We're seeing a little movement here actually on the total. I'm actually moving much higher here right now. So I guess I'm going to just have to take it and update it and call out my play here because this one is on the move and I prefer the over here tonight at now 223, 224.5 at Bovada. Yeah, this is my free play here because this one maybe is getting away. I do like it over tonight in this game with the Knicks and the Celtics. I like the matchup, certainly. I think Drew Holiday, for me, might be the key player here matched up against, probably Brunson and say what you will, but I'm probably going to lean towards the Celtics because of that advantage, certainly. With White and Brown, they might actually have tough matchups against the Knicks here today. We're getting a little steam right now. If I can cut into the NBA coverage, I'm showing the Calgary Flames are taking a bit of a hit right now in their game. Let me go over there and see exactly what's going on. The Calgary Flames here, $1.20 now at BetOnline. We're definitely seeing some steam here on Calgary at this point against Pittsburgh here tonight. That was going to be my play here on the show. So just take note of that if you were interested in Calgary. Undefeated Calgary here, by the way, right now. And they are taking a little action here across the board. I'm showing Calgary moving higher in a late game tonight at 9:37 Eastern, 6:37 Pacific. This should be fun. I mean, these games are going to go until, if you can stand it, here on the East Coast, we're going to be up till 1:30 in the morning or later, 2 in the morning, if you want to watch them all here tonight in the NHL. All right, maybe continue on a little bit here with the Knicks and the Celtics here. I'm kind of thinking about the matchups myself, and you got to think that OG Anunoby's got a pretty tough matchup here, but I think for Tatum, he can carry his share. I don't know if he'll be going over his totals necessarily. I guess I'll need him to a little bit, but it's priced pretty accordingly, especially for a 220. Well, now 224 and a half here as this one continues to climb. So go ahead and make your picks if you'd like in the chat. That's how our show works. I try to come on and make a great pick, but we've got great chat all-stars, handicappers here as well. And let's see how we do it. Thomas Lewis will start us off. I don't know. I have a feeling these Celtics might be a consensus play by Team Steam here, but we'll see. Fernando's got him to roll. Curtis has Boston here. So far, all Boston, but Ziggy calms the tempo here, and he says, take the Knicks tonight. Dave is on the Celtics to get it started. Tremaine says, Ramon, how about these teams? The last 10 meetings between these two, the last 10 average between these two, 225 and 227, last 6 in Boston. I'm trying to interpret that a little bit. Maybe the last 10 games between these, last 6 in Boston. Oh, I got it. The last 10 have averaged 225 points between these two teams, and the last 6 in Boston between these two have averaged 227. So pretty consistent in that there. But I will say that 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams in Boston have gone over. We know Boston was going over at the end of last season in the finals. And the Knicks also were putting up a lot of overs here. So I don't know how much defense we can see on opening night. Robert McCormick is on the Celtics here. Cliff Lloyd doing it with us today. And Jermaine says, man, this total is going a lot higher. And I'm ready to dance. John Shaw here today saying hello. And Michelangelo says, I'll take the Knicks. I think they can score right now. Don't count out the Knicks. I mean, we're not counting them out at all. We certainly think the Knicks, had a pretty strong season, obviously, last year. And, it seems like they've improved their lot to a certain extent, it feels like, with Karl Anthony Towns now. I think it's an okay matchup for Towns here. Maybe even a little better if Porzingis is out. Did Thomas say he might be? I don't know if that's what he meant. Someone said in there was a Thomas. Maybe he was talking about a different player. I mean, we know KP is out indefinitely here right now. Precious Achua, he is out for this game as well. Mitchell Robinson's going to be out for a while. Jacob Toppin has an ankle turn, but he will play today, it sounds like. All right, let's see here. Ray's got the Knicks, so we're back on par. It seems like even par here right now. All right, we are doing the whole NHL, Jermaine. You know it. Of course we are. It's almost a featured attraction. I don't know if it was planned. Maybe the NHL said, hey, we're going to do our little frozen frenzy thing on the first night of the NBA season. Take that. Last year it happened. They did do it last year as well. I did actually research it after Mike corrected me on the name or told me the name of the frozen frenzy. And I do remember it last year when they tried to, they did do it last year, but what happened was one of the games, I said I researched it. I was just looking at my records actually, but they they did do it last year, but because of a postponement or a schedule change, they moved one of the games, and two games started like the exact same time last year. It was set to be a frozen frenzy of all staggered times, but something had happened and they had to move the start time of one of the games. So two games started at once here. All right, here we go. Let's see. Thomas always likes ring night. We know ring night can be up and down, but here we go. Michelangelo. Yeah, they did. They got a point there. You're right about that, Michelangelo. No regulation losses. Thank you for correcting me on that. And Marcus is here today. Billy Mack is here as well. And I don't know. I counted it. Maybe I hope I didn't suggest it to Thomas, but I did see a few more come in. I look like 5-3. I don't know there, but Boston is the consensus play for Team Steam. So, okay, but there is some support for the Knicks, obviously, in the chat. Here's more with Justin as well. Team total under here for Tariq, so he's down on the Knicks here today. Joe says Knicks will win. All right, I don't know how much you want to break it down. Let's see the teams get out there a little bit and see what happens with the two teams today in our first game of the NBA season tonight. My official play is going to be on the over here, Knicks and Celtics, as the total continues to climb here tonight. All right. So go ahead now and move to the nightcap with the Timberwolves taking on the Lakers here, and the Timberwolves are favored by 1 point. And the total in tonight's game at 219. This one's definitely taken a move downward off the opening number. Now, remember, these games actually did open quite a while ago. The opening games of the season opened well in advance. I mean, some of the first moves we saw on this games that I recorded were a couple of weeks ago. So it's definitely moved a bit here, especially on that total, which was there as low as 219, which is interesting because, you look at these two teams and the history of this matchup here a little bit. It feels like, the game could go over. The Lakers don't have great defense. We know that. The Timberwolves come in, certainly highly regarded. Yeah, a no cat. A little bit of change here with the Timberwolves personnel, but still you got, Ant, you've got Julius Randle certainly can make some good matchup here, I would think, for Julius Randle. I think he coming in here against the Lakers, I'm going to look for Julius Randle. He'd probably be my prop guy in this game for sure coming into this one. I think he might be the man that sets off the Timberwolves here actually in this game. So for the Lakers tonight, I got to like D'Lo here. I like his interactions so far with Coach Redick. Look, I think the hiring of Coach Redick is one of the better moves for the Lakers in the offseason. I think he's just a little handcuffed here. Hope it doesn't end his coaching career prematurely. I think there's a big future coaching for J.J. Redick, quite frankly. But he's saddled with this uncomfortable roster, to say the least. And I'm speaking from a Lakers fan perspective here is LeBron James. Hey, look, I love LeBron James. I really like LeBron James. I always will. I always have, and I always will. But he's handcuffing this roster. He's holding this franchise hostage right now with, his big salary and his demands to have his son on. I commit to that. I agree with all that. I'm not willing to throw around words like nepotism, but I do think that if you were going to take someone's kid who's going to be on a roster because daddy's making him, I'd probably say this is the right guy to have in there. Now, I will even see action in the game, I imagine. So could he start? I don't know what the Lakers' plans are. I mean, there isn't a start him, certainly. I'm half kidding. but he just probably gets in there. If he gets in there at all, I guess it's not a great situation. I mean, you see him on these free throws, he doesn't have the right form or anything like that. It looks like a guy who didn't play a lot of college basketball, quite frankly. But hey, you're the father, the son of, one of the greatest players of all time. So you got to have a little bit of skill there. We've seen a couple of moments with Bronny in college. I don't think we saw anything in the preseason worth note. So it really seems like more of just a sidebar. But it's also, man, how about the way that he got broken down by McConnell the other night? I mean, that was just that was just a professional basketball player against an amateur, really. So I also like Anthony Davis, though, here to probably crush tonight against Rudy, to be honest with you. Hopefully he has a great year. Anthony Davis has a great year. And hopefully the Lakers can somehow salvage the situation. Remember, if you maybe they win that play-in tournament again and make some, I don't know about noise or anything like that. All right, let's see what you guys have here. If you want to talk about it a little bit, the Timberwolves have covered 5 of the last 6 meetings here in LA. I'm taking the over in this one. I don't like the move here to 219, even if it is more of a professional move here for the most part. You look at the ticket count coming in, 4 out of every 5 tickets are on the Timberwolves side here, but the total is relatively split in this one. Let's hear from Chat All-Stars right now in the late game tonight with my Lakers here. It's just, let's see, Thomas starts it off here. He's got the Wolves, but Justin's on the Lakers. Ray is on the Lakers. Expecting the Lakers to get off to a good start here this season. Man, I have low aspirations for the Laker team. I want to hope that they can get something going, but how about LeBron over in his assists? Hello to Old E, checking in before work. Thank you. AD, top point scorer here. Ziggy says Wolves and under, and he likes that line move now that it keeps going up. And let's see here. Dougie, thank you. Yes, and I'll be starting some ASMR. What is that called? Some videos with just my voice, and I'll be saying other things. Okay, Michelangelo here's on the Wolves. It looks like I agree with Dave here in this one. Anthony Davis. With this, everyone's always going to point to the injuries. He actually had his most durable season last year, no doubt about it. And he's a big time star. I think Dave here on the Lakers. All right, Markel's ready for the start of the season. Dave says, Ramon, you don't think the Lakers are going to be? No, I don't think so. I don't think the Lakers are going to be, I think they can afford some nice talent. So they're going to be borderline here. They're going to be squeaking into the playoffs. I imagine they could make the play-in round here of the postseason, but I don't think this personnel here. Look, I think Austin Reeves is tremendous, man. I think if Austin Reeves was on a team with a stronger starting cast, he might be even better a little bit. So Rui Hachimura, he's probably going to get the start tonight. I like Rui as well, but tough matchup for him and Reeves tonight against guys like Edwards and McDaniels. I think that's kind of the strong point a little bit about the Timberwolves defensively. It doesn't get a lot of attention. So I'm going to take here, though, the over in this one tonight. I've got 2 overs to start the season here on opening night. Markel's going to lean to the under. Thomas says the Lakers are a consensus play here tonight. Wow, chat going with the Celtics and the Lakers. All right. Cliff is on the Lake Show here tonight. Good night, Munchie says they have the Bronny effect. I don't know if that's good or bad. And Thomas says maybe the money line here. Take a little plus 105 on the Lakers. Dougie's on the Wolves here. Markel says they need to start Bronny. I don't know if he's happy, if he's pulling my leg or if he really believes it. I know he doesn't believe it. I think that, yeah, he just says LOL, LOL there. Look, I would imagine with the right coach that Bronny could become an NBA player. Probably should be in the G League here. I was trying to talk to the guys about the G League last night. They'd have no part of it. But I did note some rule changes in the G League. Well, we're going to move on to hockey, but in the G League this year, some rule changes, including the first 10 minutes of every quarter. If you get, for example, and the G League is a testing ground for the NBA. Several rules that have been in the G League have been gone into implementation in the NBA. One of the strangest rules this year in the G League, if I read it correctly, is for the first 10 minutes of every quarter, say you get fouled and you're going to go to the line for 2 shots. You get 1 shot, it's worth 2 points. It's going to try to shorten the games a little bit. You get fouled on a 3-pointer, you get 1 shot at a free throw. That's worth 3 points. So they're trying to shorten the game. But will that fly in the NBA? Are fans bored of free throws? Just get rid of them here a little bit. Now, in the last 2 minutes of each half, they'll go back to regular rules. Is that what we want in our game? All right, I don't know. All right, let me see. Irish King said he had Baltimore here last night. He says, I'm the most hated man. Is that what he said? No, come on, Irish King. Thomas does not like that rule. He says you got to. And also, one rule that I do think they are implementing this year in the G League that will be, and this is just, it is important to just a tiny bit of perspective with gambling, but in the G League this year, if you throw up a shot from the other side of the court at the last second and miss it, you're trying to beat the buzzer, no shot attempt. It goes down as a team shot attempt, so it will not affect your personal statistics. That is, I think what the rule was, like 3/4 court beyond. If you shoot from like half court, it's a shot. But what happens is, and I don't know if you guys notice it, but some players are a little selfish and they hold on to the ball. They know they're not going to make it, right, on the buzzer beater. And so they subconsciously, or they're looking at the clock and it goes off and then they shoot it. They make it, they miss it most of the time. They make it, a crowd goes crazy. Woo, but no points. Because players don't want to affect their field goal percent. That's ridiculous. You're a pro basketball player. Half court shots, 3/4 shots happen all the time. Not all the time. You know what I mean? A professional basketball player is going to make those 1 out of 20, and you need those points. So what they'll do is they'll make it so that it won't count as a shot attempt. And probably that one will probably go to the NBA. So, okay, let's get rolling here. I guess I can put this away here and get to the NHL and hope we don't lose anybody. Unless you want to, I think we got to go to the NHL. We'll get college football next. If it was great games, we'd probably do it. But let's talk NHL. Ravens looking good, Sancho says. Yeah, man, the Ravens, you got to think they've got a big chance right now for sure because of Derrick Henry, for sure. Having that special magic, man. The running game is back in the NFL. I think it's awesome too. And who's stock? You think of running backs, right? We know they're disposable to a certain extent, right? The average running back. Look at my all pieced together here. The average lifespan, the career span of a running back is under 4 years. All right. I used to have a roommate. If you remember this kid, Justin Green, he's a coach with Montana. He looked like he was going to be he was a decent player. He was an awesome player, really. I really admired him. I admire him still. And he got his career cut. He's with the Ravens, with the Jets a little bit. And, knee injuries wreck your career. So, but Henry's so thick and rugged, man. And you think of teams that need a running back like that, and you got a running back like the Boise State running back. This guy's stock is going through the roof here, Ashton Genty. And we're going to have a big game this weekend in the college football group of 5, as we call it right now. It is the biggest game of the season in the group of 5. We're looking for those bottom teams that are going to get into the playoff. Tell you what, UNLV versus Boise State, that could be a playoff game this weekend for the group of 5 team. The one team that's going to find their way into the postseason. Granted, you don't know what's going to happen in those conference games, but that does feel like the biggest game of the season for the non-Power 4 when Boise takes on UNLV this week. Let's go to the NHL now and start to go through this card. We might do it quickly here, but we'll get your input as well with today's games. I talked about them yesterday. Just note, and I said it just a few minutes ago, every game will start at a different time tonight, 20 or 30-minute increments starting at 6:07 here and I'll try to say these game times. You might have a list. I don't know if you do it like I do with those fancy, with these fancy sheets and all the games on it. I don't know if you guys use things like, old school like this. I know you're on your apps and everything like that. But if you need a place to get those schedules, they're right at donbest.com. Everybody knows I use Don Best as my Steam Play thing there. And a lot of people use this service, but you can go to their website and print out these schedules for free. My backup, if you're wondering, freesportschedule.com, freesportschedules.com. They do a nice job as well with those printed sheets with all the teams and times already in there in a gambling format, rotation order, as we used to call it here in Las Vegas rotation. And it's just a uniform way so everyone's on the same page. Okay, let's get into it here right now with the Capitals taking on the Flyers here to get us rolling. Wish I had a better computer that didn't make a bunch of noise and slow down the show here a little bit. That's where we're at here on the Sports Money Network. I can't say that Mike's not paying me enough because I'm here on an infomercial with you guys. Okay. Capitals and Flyers. I'll get the goalies up here as well. Lindgren and Urson here. The Flyers, $1.15 here in this one. The total 6 under 20 for the Flyers here. Washington has actually won 7 of the last 10 meetings here in Philadelphia between the two teams. 6 of the last 9 meetings have gone over when these two teams have met here in Philadelphia. Right now, it does seem like, for me, $1.15 here with the Flyers. You guys go ahead and start to chime in a little bit. I'm trying to catch up here with my notes. Okay, there we go. Both teams have had pretty good offense so far. The Caps are averaging 4 goals a game coming into this one. The Flyers just over 2.5. They've struggled a little bit defensively here, certainly allowing 4.2 goals per game as the Flyers are off to a 1-3-1 start, while the Caps looking decent here right now at 3-1. It looked like to me that the Flyers started off the favorite. Let me go to the current lines, actually. They're still favored. The move is definitely here to Washington. Public tickets are overwhelming in favor of Washington and the over. Man, I don't know. Is it really going to go over here with these two teams right now? The Flyers are going to have to bear down here defensively, it feels like, against Washington tonight. Philadelphia at home, they're definitely feels like they should be more of an under team. I want to take the under at 6, juice to the under here, I would think, for a reason. The public is going over 19 out of every 20 tickets so far, yet this is heavily juiced to the under, as if the bookies are kind of hanging on here a little bit. There hasn't been much movement on the total, actually. If anything, it has ticked up a little bit higher as a result of these overwhelming tickets. I mean, it's an early sample size here right now. So go ahead, chat team. Let's see what the All-Stars have as we get started with the show. And Jermaine here looks like he needs an injury confirmation here in this one. And it does seem Lindgren, I believe, is confirmed here as the goalie for Washington today. Let me see here. I thought he was already, both these guys are confirmed here for this one. Lindgren's been obviously awesome here so far, and you're going up against a team that hasn't been able to win in regulation yet so far. Lindgren, they did lose that game to New Jersey 5-3, but then he came back and beat the Stars 3-2. So excellent goaltending here right now. Lindgren, a 3.05 goals against average. Urson, 3 goals per game average, is 1-1-1 so far, but the Flyers haven't been able to come through yet. At this point, I think I just said a moment ago the Flyers hadn't won yet, but we did know they did grab that 3 points. So for Urson here, he had a win over Vancouver 3-2. And he'll try to slow down the Caps here. I've got the under in this one. I feel very contrarian for sure in this one. I'll take the under. All right, Lando said he did take it over 5.5. Our Thompson's on the over as well. Fernando's with me on the under, though, but Robert's going to go over, so it's 3-1 here at this point. Thank you to Dave. He gets here comes the hockey, and he's out of here. All right, Ziggy's on the Flyers, and Jermaine says he thinks Lindgren's horrible. Seems like Lindgren's done a pretty decent job here so far, but still just an 89% save percentage. Caps playing well. I'll take the under here. I feel like, we did get one other one. Fernando and I will be on the under. Okay, keep it going here right now at 6:37 Eastern and 3:37 Pacific with the Wild on the road here with Gustafson. Take it on, Bob and the Panthers. Panthers favored $1.50, maybe $1.40, maybe a little bit lower here, but maybe the square books call it $1.50 or so today. Here, Gustafson has been confirmed here, and he'll be in there for the 4th straight game right now. And for Gustafson, good start so far. Good start for the Wild so far. Gustafson has just a 2 goals against average so far and a 95% save percentage. So Gustafson's been tremendous so far in his outings here. Minnesota, though, going up against a great club right now, certainly in Florida. They've scored points in 4 straight games. They're a $1.50 favorite. And it does look like, let me just check the injuries, but I think Tkachuk is back in the lineup here for this one. Man, it says out. I should have done a better research on this. I thought Tkachuk would be. I kind of expect him back in there today. He's on the injury list right. He's ill. He's had an illness here right now. We know Barkov is going to be out here to start the season, and Gadjevich also out right now. So, but I'm still going to gravitate, I think, toward the Panthers here in this one as my play at this. It looks like a little bit of a high price if I don't know about the status for sure. Maybe you guys can help me on that one with Tkachuk here. Michelangelo's on the Caps. Lando says, I've got a draw in the first period, and Ziggy's on with me on the Panthers. Thank you to the chat all-stars there. As ADM beat Stroop in straight sets. Okay, here we go. Next up. Did I give enough on that one, you guys? What's the series history here? 6 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams in Florida have gone over. Curtis, give him a moment in there, and he's got Florida with me. All right, next up. This one's at 6:52 Eastern, 3:52 Pacific with the Lightning and the Devils. Now, this one, I know the series history for sure. The Lightning have dominated against the Devils here. They're a big underdog here in this one. And what is that little tiny parentheses doing on the where is the? We have a missing parentheses on the beginning of the I. Let the producer fix that. There we go. With the Lightning and the Devils, Jonas Johansson in there for the Lightning on the road. They're a big dog here in this one against the Devils. Total 6.5, under at -120. The Lightning come in 3-2 thus far. They've gone over in 3 of their 5 games. The Devils, good start, certainly. Remember, they were one of the teams that played over in Europe, so they already have 8 games in. They're 5-2-1 already, but 2-5-1 to the under thus far. You see the move here, it feels like a little bit. Maybe I just typed that in wrong. Let me see here. Yeah, I think 6.5 over 20 is the line, maybe over 15 at a few spots. I think we could just round it to 6 over 20, but the line has dipped here for the most part. I don't think it's $1.60 anymore. I see a lot of $1.55s at some of the larger spread shops, and $1.43 at a sharp book like Circa here in this one with the Lightning and the Devils. I don't know if they're giving the Lightning quite enough respect here, it feels like, for me right now. I think maybe the Lightning, now granted, we didn't see the Lightning play last night, and they did get rocked. So, maybe there's a little something to that too, but I might prefer their chances actually here to hang in this game. The money line, the puck line can't be too cheap though. Let me take a look. I guess if it was $1.50 or less, I mean, what can I do? Oh gosh, it's $1.83 here in this one. I'm going to try the Lightning as an underdog in this game with the Devils here tonight. Does feel, let's see, I've got Vasilevsky on screen. What do I have as the goalies here? I said Johansson. I would, let's see. Yeah, I'm Markstrom here for sure, I would think, for the Devils. Not confirmed yet at this point, but Vasilevsky here, 3.13 goals against. Markstrom, 2.9 goals against right now. I'm going to try the Lightning here on the back-to-back, actually, against the Devils. I've just got that price a little bit too high right now. I think that's why you're seeing it kind of go down here so far. All right. Let me see here. Florida for Irish King back there in a same game parlay with something. Ziggy likes the over here in this one. Yeah, I don't know. I might be against that. And Lando says, give me the bifecta. That's when you get 2 of them, I think. Oh, no, over in the over bifecta, not a trifecta. Wouldn't that be an exacta? Oh, no, that's horse racing. He says, first period over and full game over. Thank you, Lando. Michelangelo went on the Panthers on that other game. And I think Fernando, I kind of went too fast maybe. So he was on over in that other game. Michelangelo, though, on the Devils puck line here. Robert's going to climb aboard with me and take Lightning +1. That seems like the solution that I'm looking for here as well. Maybe Markel says go over. Ready Samedi, great hockey capper here, says, yeah, my man Johansson. This is one of my favorite guys, actually, is Jonas Johansson. But, yeah, a little bit weak so far for Johansson, but he will be the number 2 man, it looks like right now, for the Lightning. All right. And Jermaine says, I'll go with Ramon here. Take him. Michelangelo says Lightning don't play any defense. So far, they've allowed just 3 goals per game for them. That's pretty good, I think. Nicholas Handy says, give me the Rangers and the Stars as my parlay here maybe today. Let's do it. Let's move on to the next game. I'll take the Lightning here. All right, it's the Stars taking on the Sabres. In this one, you get the Stars on the road, $1. Oh, I have $1.15 listed here. That can't be right. No, that's a typo. $1.50 is what it should be, it looks like. Maybe, yeah, I think $1.50 is a nice round number in this game. There we go. That was just an error, you guys, on that. Dallas is definitely favored here over the Buffalo Sabres today in this one, with Ottinger here is who I have listed here in net against Pekka Luukkonen. We'll see. Those are not confirmed yet, I don't believe, at this time. You got for Luukkonen here, 3.26 goals against so far, a 1-2-1 record for the Stars. Jake Ottinger, 4-0. The Stars continue to look impressive here thus far. 95% save percentage for Ottinger. Wow, he's looking good. The Stars are 5-1 and 1-5 to the under here so far. Feels like that's the way this one could go as well. And for the Sabres, they come in 2-4-1. They were involved in the overseas action as well. They come in here averaging 3 goals per game. But, man, you got Ottinger here. And you also have Buffalo usually hangs in there, though. 6-2 on the puck line against the Stars in the last 8 meetings. But Dallas has won 5 of the last 6 trips here into Buffalo. Feel like I've got to still go and ride with Dallas on the road at $1.50. I don't know if I'm going to put it out as a premium, as a favorite. I do want to mention right now a little bit of steam, believe it or not, here in the NHL with the Sharks. Now, they are playing the Ducks today. So, hey, if you like what the Ducks have been doing, you're going to get a discount here. Sharps are taking the Stars, the Sharks right now. And I'm showing that line dipping here to $1.65, $1.58, $1.52 on the Ducks. So a little bit of a move here right now. Steam on the Sharks at the bottom of the rotation. Let's continue on. Get your picks here. Stars versus Sabres. All right. And that's right. Ready Sabeti says it's not Bally Sports. It is technically Bally Sports. It's just a name change here. FanDuel Sports Network. It's a rebranding, Ready Sabeti. So you're going to get the same announcers, the same production teams, just a new name here with the FanDuel, with an E, by the way, like a duel. And they've rebranded, taken over basically the Bally Sports was the one. They were involved in that, economic situation that was weighing on a lot of teams when the production company had to file for bankruptcy. Bally Sports is just a branding of a casino that paid for the rights to be the advertiser on that network, and now it's the FanDuel Sports Network. But I do think what you're going to be seeing here is a little bit of merge in the future between we already know the gambling sites are in bed with the leagues and vice versa. But don't you think, folks, if you're betting hundreds of dollars a game, that the casinos, the companies can kind of pass it along a little bit? They're the ones that are paying big money to advertise it. Maybe, just maybe, the sports could become a little cheaper for the consumer, or at least those that are betting on the games. You might get like a free pass if you have a big, point system or something where you bet a lot. You might be able to watch the games. I don't know. Anyways, it is FanDuel Sports Network for some of these regional sports networks starting here this week. Okay. Fernando said it. Lightning has dominated those Devils. Here's Stars action with Ziggy on the Stars. This is Curtis on the Stars here. And Lando on the Stars here on the puck line. And I think he says that lay 1.5 as well. And Jermaine says the price is a little low. The Sabres may pull this off. Are you saying, Jermaine, that maybe the price should be higher on the Stars and that maybe the sharp action here is on the Sabres, and maybe that's why they might pull it off here? I'm showing overwhelming support with the Stars and the over. But again, it's early in the betting cycle, so I'm not going to put too much weight into it. I'll tell you what, I do like the total in this game. I'm taking the Stars here right now on the show with on the road here at $1.50 or so. Robert's on Dallas as well. Hello to Subhuman Gaucho joining us. Maybe he'll be ready for some if he can hang out for a while. Maybe I'm going to try to squeeze in the Champions League here if I can start talking correctly and speed up this show a little bit. Markel, no problem. Appreciate your NBA action. And Jermaine says it should be $1.80 for these guys right now. I don't know what we're seeing right now is that Buffalo, 2-4-1. Maybe they might be a little better than that record indicates right now. I'll take Dallas, though. Here we go. Keep it moving. This is at 7:22 Eastern, 4:22 Pacific with the Rangers taking on the Canadians. The Rangers haven't lost yet in regulation. They're 4-0-1. Canadians come in 2-3-1 so far. Not too bad for a team averaging 2.7 goals per game. The Rangers, high flying right now, feels like the best scoring team in the league. 4.8 goals per game thus far for the Rangers. 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams have gone over, and I'm sure everyone's going to be thinking over here in this one. But interestingly, the total is only 6/15. Maybe it could be an under here tonight with this one. The Rangers here looking pretty strong. Montembeault is indeed the goalie here in this one tonight. For Montembeault, he's 2-2 with a 3.07 goals against, and the Canadians slumping here a little bit coming in at the start of the season. They've been outscored 14-7 in their last 3 games overall with Montembeault in here. So far, pretty good for Montembeault with the start of his season, but over the last couple of games, he's kind of giving it back here a little bit. So let's see which Montembeault shows up tonight for the Canadians and get your input here in this one from Team Steam. Nothing much from you guys, it looks like here. And we've got Jermaine here on the Rangers on the puck line. In this one, Rangers puck line tonight is at plus money for sure. So Ziggy's on the Canadians here, plus a goal and a half. Going to be doing that a few times over the first couple of games, aren't we? And Rangers here for Robert, and Woo Rizza has Mark Andrews for a hat trick. No, he's celebrating his win last night with Mark Andrews. I had a winner last night on that show with Mark Andrews over 3.5 receptions. Over 2.5 receptions, I'm sorry. And he got it done. He had that touchdown too. Wine Time, hello, and thank you for joining me here in the chat today. Nice to see you today. Fernando likes the Rangers on the puck line here in this one. And Rizza also going, he liked to play, or I think Rizza just got here, but I already talked up Julius Randle as my top player in that game tonight, Rizza. So Rizza could be behind a little bit is what it looks like. I just want to pop those up in case he sees it. Okay, I'm actually going to grab the under in this one and go a little contrarian, it feels like to me. Under 6 goals, I mean, it could be all Rangers, actually, is what it feels like. Hey, some more steam came in just a few minutes ago as I was talking about this game. It's on the LA Kings. So you got the 2 West Coast visitors here right now taking action. The Kings here right now. I'm showing the Knights that were as high as, I guess, about $1.50 are down to $1.31 here at Circa on the home team. So Kings are getting steamed right now against the Golden Knights, and that should be a good one to wrap it up for all you late night hockey owls on the East Coast. Going to stay up late as I see a win here coming right now. What do we have? Your own over Zverev. Woo! Man, Okay. Guess I should have sent out a hockey card. I didn't handicap it too extensively here. I'm just probably getting a little bit lucky here, but there's some other tennis here in the morning. All right, Rangers in regulation for Michelangelo. I'll take the under here. Going a little surprise pick here today in this one. All right, keep it rolling right now with the Leafs and the Blue Jackets here in this one. The Leafs try to bounce back or try to keep that roll going from last night's convincing victory over the Lightning, and the Leafs are on the road at minus 220, 230 here. Leafs come in 4-2, 4-2 on the puck line. So far, the Blue Jackets 2-3 straight up, but 4-1 on the puck line. It might be a little bit live here for some folks. That's what they were telling me last night. But man, I don't know. I thought the Leafs was pretty strong, and I came in here yesterday. I was on with with some Canadians last night. They know what they're doing, right? And I was talking yesterday on our show here about, wow, I really like the Leafs, and they were down on the Leafs in their conversation yesterday, and I like to listen to those guys and what they say, but maybe here with them on the road and probably going with Joseph Woll here against Tarasov. He's likely to make the start here for the Blue Jackets in this one. And we'll see maybe what you guys have here. We saw the Leafs last night, so I don't know if we need much of an update, but they did crush the Lightning here, and we had them on the show yesterday, but we went under, and that was a real popular pick with cappers. It ended up going, I believe, 4-3 in favor of the Leafs last night, if I'm not mistaken. So, okay, you guys got a pick here. Let me know when the Leafs take on the Blue Jackets tonight. All right, and let's see from the chat, All-Stars here. I'm going to go here with the Leafs on the road. Again, I respect what those guys were saying. Here we go. I'm trying to find my place, gang. Sorry for the delay. Now, Ziggy got to start off. He's going to take the Blue Jackets. That's what the guys were saying last night. I really respect them. I'm going to take the Maple Leafs here on the puck line against the Blue Jackets here tonight. And wine time's ready for the Sports Equinox on Friday. We got at least 4 days of Sports Equinox here this month and maybe a little bit next month as well. Let's see if we can't get the World Series to extend in November. All right. Let's keep moving on. Nobody too interested in that Leafs and Jackets game. So let's move to 7:52 Eastern, 4:52 Pacific with the Red Wings on the road against the Islanders here. And you have Ilya Sorokin, a confirmed goalie here for the Islanders today. Sorokin 1-0-1 here. He's had a couple of good starts, but they've still used Varlamov as well as Patrick Waugh kind of balances out the two guys, but so far it's been good with Sorokin of 1.48 goals against and a 95% save percentage. So looks like could we see Sorokin get back his form here this season? For Talbot, so far 6.2 goals against average and a 90% save percentage so far. It hasn't been that great. 7 of the last 8 games between these two teams at the Islanders have been won by the Islanders. 7-1. Let me try that again. Islanders won 7 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams. They've also covered the puck line in 6 of the last 7 meetings overall at the Islanders. At the Islanders. All right, let's see what you guys have in this one. Red Wings come in 2-3. 2-3 on the puck line so far as well. Both teams 3-2 to the over. Few comments here. Ziggy's on the Islanders. I got to take the Islanders here. Minus $1.50. Michelangelo liked the Leafs in that other game in regulation. And I think Michelangelo, good capper here. If you like the Leafs in regulation. Yeah, because that's going to obviously lower the price a little bit. Jermaine's on the Islanders here with me. He says he likes them on the puck line. All right, that's it from the chat All-Stars, and I'll take the Islanders here at home. Next up is Jets taking on the Blues, and the Blues here, a road favorite, $1.50 or so. The total 6 under 20. Could we see? Yeah, I'm already seeing some 5.5s here at some of the square books. So pretty heavy move here. It feels like to the under at this point with Winnipeg favored here on the road. The Jets have covered the puck line in 12 of the last 13 meetings between these two teams right now. But St. Louis is often good on the puck line at home. You got a Winnipeg team here, obviously off to a hot start, going 5-0 so far, but they failed to cover the puck line in a couple of games, in a couple of their games here thus far as favorites. So I don't know. I kind of was thinking St. Louis early on, but I think the price might be okay to take the Jets here, actually. St. Louis off to a good start. They're 4-2 here thus far. So if you guys have anything in the chat on this one, let me know here. And it's going to be, let's get it right here. And then I want to see Subhumans Champions League action. We'll take a little intermission here halfway through the card and look at his plays here. Maybe I'll throw in my plays there a little bit as we go along. All right. Fernando here says Jets money line or puck line. And what's Jermaine? Jets, the other one, Jets puck line. Okay. Jermaine says the Blues have been getting rocked by the Jets in the last 10 games. And Robert says, if it is going down to 5.5, I do like this one over. All right. And I'll take the Jets here on the money line at minus $1.55 today. Looks like I'm laying some chalk here with some favorites on the show. Well, we did take the Lightning at least. That was an underdog. All right, Subhuman here with his Champions League action. So let me just jot these down here. He likes Monaco here today. And Monaco, of course, taking on Red Star. They're pretty much laying about 1.5 goals here in this one, but Sub says take them halftime and full time, same game parlay. And he also likes Villa here. So did M Looks, remember. He liked Villa. Here, Sub says give me Villa money line and under 4.5. I can totally get behind that. Sub for sure. I mean, I like Villa and the under. I haven't decided what we're going to do here, but let me just take both of them then. Why don't we here on the show? I will say I'll take straight bets, but I certainly can agree with this. I like Villa here, minus a goal. And I even think I like the under 2.5 here. I know Sub has bumped it up to 4.5 to make it a good minus 110 parlay there in this one. But I think if I had to look at that 2.5, I would take the under. And also he likes Juventus today. He likes Juve over Stuttgart. They're favored by 0.5 goal here in this one. You see it there, minus 105. Basically a money line play here for Sub. The total 2.5 over in that one. Okay, thanks, Sub, in case I want to acknowledge those in case he has to run here. So thank you. Okay, let's see if we have any other picks here. Michelangelo going under and the Jets and I think Jets and Blues, unless he Marcus says he says no. Juve's definitely favored in this game. Could it be possible? Let me see now. I wasn't going to actually call it up, but now I got to see if I can help here a little bit. I don't know what he could be looking at. UV is definitely a favorite here in this one. All right, Markel says he likes it 3-0 Villa in that one. Okay, Markel. I'm writing the hockey plays down for sure. I love that. That's what I was going to suggest, Marcus. You might have been looking at a game where they're playing somebody else. Okay. All right. Don't make me laugh. I'm getting over the COVID outbreak. All right, here. I didn't have COVID. I've never had COVID. Okay, I'm triple vaxxed and quadruple boosted. All right, I think that's it from you guys. We're back to resuming the hockey action here with the Canucks taking on the Blackhawks at 8:22 Eastern, 5:22 Pacific, and the Canucks a favorite, a big time favorite, of course, here on the road today, $1.75. Call it here, and taking on the Blackhawks right now. But hey, the Blackhawks, they have some points so far, no doubt about it. 2-3-1 record. Vancouver 2-1-2. Vancouver has gone under in 4 of their 5 games here thus far. Vancouver has won 5 straight games against the Blackhawks. They've also won 5 straight games on the road against the Blackhawks. Not the same 5 games, but those are pretty significant trends. Nonetheless, 7 of the last 10 meetings between these two teams have gone under the total. Here you have for Vancouver in this one. You've got maybe probably, I feel like it's going to be Silovs. I know a couple of sites are listing Lankinen here in net. Lankinen's already had 3 starts, I believe, a couple of starts here maybe. 1.28 goals against, good numbers for Lankinen, a 95% save percentage and a shutout. Mrazek, a 3.39 goals against, 91% save percentage here thus far. I think I'm going to be contrarian probably in this game. You guys can chime in with your picks here in this one. I'm starting to see a little bit of move on the total in this game right now. We are seeing it shift here. It feels like it's moving more towards the under here at 6 under 20 in this one. Let me see what the Blackhawks are on the puck line. I think that's what I'm going to end up taking. Minus $1.65. All right, I'm going to take the Blackhawks on the puck line tonight. Could the Blackhawks, are they showing improvement thus far? I'm going to try them here in this spot. I know that I just read off the series history that it's been all Vancouver here, and I want to respect Vancouver right now and think they can, continue, have another decent season here. It's been nice, but I'm going to try the Blackhawks on the puck line tonight at minus $1.65. Look, I mean, the Vancouver's $1.80. I don't know which way we can go. Hey, right now there's a little movement on our college football game here tonight worth interrupting. UTEP and Louisiana Tech total here on the game tonight was 50 and a half maybe, but we're seeing it going down here for sure to 49 and a half, pretty much across the board. DraftKings still holding on at 50, even though they were just at 50, juice to the over here. We're seeing a move to the under. UTEP and Louisiana Tech. It's the the uglier game tonight, if you will. Both teams combined here, just 3-10 record. Not a great doubleheader tonight, but nonetheless, we're seeing the total move under. Okay, let's see here what we got. Anything else with the Canucks and the Blackhawks? I'll take the Blackhawks here tonight on the show. And Ziggy likes the under here in this one. And Jermaine says, I'm laying puck lines here. Hope I got that right then. Sorry about that, Jermaine, if I said it wrong. And I think Curtis is saying the C's here. I think he's saying the Canucks. I think he's saying Canucks puck line. C's puck line. I think this is what that says. I don't think that's Seattle there tonight. Maybe it is, but I think he's saying the C's puck line, meaning the Canucks. Okay. And Jermaine says cannot back Silovs here at this point. Jermaine always needs goalies here to make a decision, make a final decision. And that's a great, no problem there. I'm just on here at 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific, got to make some picks. And then look at this. You got Chosen One saying FIU's got hammered in this game tonight. It's all the way down to 4 points. And you got powerful Sam Houston against a FIU team that hasn't looked very good so far this season. Kind of makes you wonder. I don't think there's significant injuries in this one. I think FIU might be better than a 2-5 record, but I don't know. I'm like you. What's going on? Yeah, Thomas says the quarterbacks are hurt for Sam, but we know Sam's game is they're plug and play. All right, Michelangelo on the under in this one with the Canucks and the Blackhawks. So a little bit of under action from you guys. Let's keep it rolling right now, and we're starting to get out west here with the Rocky. I put Rockies and Kraken. So, yeah, going to be a few baseball slip-ups here and there. And but remember, the Colorado hockey team used to be called the Colorado Rockies. So I'm allowed that slip-up then before they moved to the New Jersey Devils. Okay, the Avalanche here against the Kraken. You got the Avalanche, a slight favorite here on the road at $1.25 here at this point. Take a look at that, make sure, because I think we're seeing, pretty much $1.25 here, 6.5. Juice to the under for sure. We're definitely seeing a move to the under in this game. I'll call it 6.5 under 15 right now, but maybe it even is a little bit stiffer at 6 under 20 here at this point with the Avalanche and the Kraken. 6 of the last 7 meetings in Seattle between these two teams have gone under, and 6 of the last 7 meetings overall have gone under, and not the same 7 games, just like the last one. We know Colorado not looking great. It feels like defensively here right now, allowing 4.8 goals per game. They've gone over in 5 of their 6 games thus far. They're also 1-5 on the puck line. Seattle feels like the better team here at this point. I'm going to end up trying the under in this game. It's going to be hard, I feel like, but if Colorado can't get this scoring going here, maybe we could have an under here tonight, and that's the way I'm going to play this one, at least here on the show. I list Georgiev there and Grubauer. Some of the sites say that Annunen could get the start here in this one for the Avalanche here tonight. See if you got some selections here on this one. We're going to kind of speed it up here. So apologize if you're not getting a bunch of info out of me, but here we go with Ziggy going to be back on the Avalanche here. And Jermaine says, if you're not on Seattle, you want to smoke some crack, is what Jermaine is saying there. I'm having a flashback. You want to smoke some crack? Can I say that on the Sports Money Network? I'm going to try the under here in this one. I feel maybe that might be contrarian. I don't know. Well, the move's obviously on the under. Michelangelo's on the Kraken as well. Fernando might try the under here in this one. Look, there's no doubt the teams are both averaging over 3.5 goals per game, but I'm just looking at the sharp move, it feels like to me here right now. That's kind of what it feels like. I'm showing right now tickets are, let me see here. Tickets are pretty heavy at this point on the Kraken here on the puck line. Money line, it's about split, and the tickets are definitely favoring the over here in this one. Nearly 17 out of 20 tickets are headed to the over, according to the odds services. All right, let's check it out now and move on here to the Bruins and the Predators. You guys like the crack line there? What kind of situation was I in that got said to me one time, and it stuck in my head my whole life? You want to smoke some? So somewhere someone said that to me I didn't just make that up right now. That's just something that is stuck out in my mind. But I don't want to get into it right now. All right, Bruins and the Preds here. This one's at 8:52 Eastern, 5:52 Pacific. I guess that Seattle game's kind of early, actually. Probably part of the start, the special thing here. Bruins and the Preds going here in this one. Boston has covered the puck line in 5 straight meetings here in Nashville. Also, this series has gone under in 5 of the last 6 meetings overall, and 4 of the last 5 meetings here in Nashville have gone under between these two teams. Boston has won 6 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams, but I think it's going to be tough. I think it's going to be a tough game, actually, because you got the Preds here. Yeah, they're 0-5. I get that, but they are favored in this game. I feel like I have a little bit of trickery here in this one. For the Bruins, they come in 3-2-1, 2-4 on the puck line overall in this game. Bruins have gone over in 4 of their 6 games this season, but like I said, these two teams, when they've met up, have been going under for the most part. So let's see what you guys have. Could this be the night? Can the Predators get back on track here in this one? They can't be this bad, right? Although you guys have been telling me Saros here is pretty bad. I kind of want to ride with him tonight. I might just have to do it as a free play because I don't know if anybody's going to be on the Preds here. All right. Robert's on the Bruins. Ziggy's on the Predators here for sure. And I think that might be it from you guys. So maybe I'll just I got Ziggy, on the Predators here. I'm going to try the Predators to break the ice, if you will, here tonight. I'll try Nashville here. I show the Sharps prefer Boston by about a 2-1 margin here. Remember, when I start to say these numbers about the Sharps, just got to take my word. I don't have any official list of Sharps. I'm just looking at line moves from the line services and which sports books have moved in which direction type of thing. So when I make my claims always on this show about who the Sharps are on, I basically am speculating. So I do speculate that the Sharps are on the Bruins here by about a 2-1 margin. I show the Sharps all on the under here for sure in this one. All right. And Michelangelo does like the under, actually. Jermaine can't take the Bruins, I don't think. He's just not going to do it here in this one at even money. All right, how about the Hurricanes and the Oilers here? The Oilers at home, $1.35, taking on the Hurricanes, and the total 6.5. Is that right, or is it 6? It's definitely moved lower here pretty much across the board. I'm going to have to move it at least to 6 over 25. Maybe a couple of books are still hanging 6.5 under as their main line right now, but it feels like this one is headed lower here tonight with the Hurricanes coming in against the Oil. 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams in Edmonton have gone under and have gone over. 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams in Edmonton have gone over. 4 of the last 5 meetings overall have gone over in this one. But is that what you guys see here tonight? I'm not sure. With Frederick Anderson in goal against Stewie. For Skinner, he does have a 4 goals against so far and just an 85% save percentage, as he has had some struggles here early in the season. Frederick Anderson looks like the man so far again for the Hurricanes right now. Hurricanes come in just 2-2. The Oilers come in 2-4 overall. Oilers averaging just 2 goals per game so far, trying to shake off that rough start here. They're 1-5 on the puck line so far are the Oilers, and can't be too profitable either because they've been favored certainly here in some games. Sharps are all over Carolina, and I'm not buying it here tonight. I've got to probably bounce back with the Oilers here, but I think for show purposes, in this one. I've got to go under here. I think I've lost some value. So let me take, I think you got 2 plays out of me here in this one. Let's do it. It's a big card. I can't, flood the premiums here, although I'm probably going to have more than a half a dozen premium picks in the NHL tonight. Let me take the Oilers and the under in a double play here. I need to grab a double play. A sports money double play. With all those bells and whistles. It'll be my, Mikey is so generous and is working so hard to make this a good channel for all in the future. All I got to do is tell him what I need, you guys, just to tell you, to talk a little story right now. I can pretty much, whatever I need, Mikey Money is there, and he is very serious about what we're all doing here. So please make us a choice of yours to watch our programming. It's going to be ever expanding, and Mike is all in. I'll just say that right now. And when I first came here to Sports Money to talk to Mike, I talked to Mike about, and I didn't know the vision that he had, actually. I was just looking for an aspiring channel. We've known Mike here now going on 1+ years, it feels like, for me, through the channels and seeing him and everything and admiring everything he did. So I targeted him out. So that's where I'm going to try to go. And then having a conversation on that night before the NFL season, I didn't understand that he was the commitment. And maybe he even doubled down after we talked. So thank you again to Mike. I just want to let everybody know that in the chat, what I think of this guy right now. Okay, here we go. Edmonton and the under for me. Give me your comments here in the chat. Right now, Thinking talking about that other game with the Preds here for sure. I'm definitely down with this statement. Here's Fernando, especially in hockey, right? It's not like we're talking about a football game or something. Here's Fernando here on the Hurricanes, and I think Robert says he likes the under. And no goals in the first. No goals in first. No goals in first half. First time, full time. No, I don't know what that. Okay, first period. It's got to be first period. Here's Hurricanes here for Jermaine. Ziggy does like over 6. And Michelangelo likes the Canes here in this one. And Jermaine said, yeah, I do. I think the Oilers are in a funk, Jermaine. No doubt about it. I'm going to try them here. I don't think that same thing happened last year. I know I've said that a couple of times. Oilers got off to a terrible start, and look where we were in the end. It feels like first 10 minutes. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Thomas. Saying, but yeah, first 10 minutes. Thank you. I'll get it from here on out. I'm good on these acronyms, man. You guys are a sophisticated crew, and I think I can get it. We're almost done. Ooh, man, with this hockey schedule. How about the Senators and the Utah Hockey Club here in this one with the Utah $1.25 or so, and the total here 6.5 as Ottawa comes in. Showing a little bit of movement here to Ottawa, certainly. Ottawa coming in 3-2 here thus far. Utah 4-1-1. Utah's 4-2 on the puck line and 4-2 to the over thus far. Remember, we count all the Arizona stats as Utah because they basically was the same roster minus the changes over on the off season here. So we can talk of trends a little bit, and talking about Utah will always be referred to as Arizona. 5 straight meetings between these. This one might be a little bit different, but 5 straight meetings at this franchise. Senators on the road. They played in Arizona before, but 5 straight meetings for the Senators on the road against this franchise have gone over in this series. And, right now, I think we're seeing Ottawa's gone over so far on the road here. And with Ullmark, let me see what you guys have in the goalies, because I'm showing probably Ullmark. Yeah, I think Ullmark and Ingram does sound like the deal here today. I'm ready for your guys' play here, it feels like, in this one. And let's see what we got. Try to find my spot. We'll start it with Ziggy, and he likes the Senators here in this one. And Fernando, I think he might like the under in this game, while Robert is going to go with Ottawa here. And want to say hello and welcome to Jim Rome's a douche here today. Common first time I think we've had Jim Rome's a douche in our chat, but he's certainly been around some of the great chats. And I just want to bring it up because I don't know. For me, my style of doing this show, if you will, I was reared on Jim Rome, and even though I do think he can be a bit of a douche, especially when I used to stay up late at fucking night every night calling Jim Rome back in San Diego before he was Jim Rome. Dude, Jim Rome ran an overnight show in San Diego for like 6 hours for a couple of years, it felt like. And I used to call in, I didn't invent half the gloss, but I was, me and my little sayings here, right? Some of the little funny rhymes. I mean, I know my own personality a little bit. I try to be funny, but I'm a rhymer. I got little, and I coined some of the things that Jim Rome, I promise you, if you go back and listen to the Mighty 690, it's the Mighty 1090 now in San Diego, but I used to call every night because on an overnight show, if you're just some kid like I was basically 20 years old or so. And there was an overnight, right? If you called into like all the other, like Lee Hacksaw Hamilton, I'm talking Southern California sports radio right now. And I always loved Chet Forty because he was a producer of Monday Night Football, and he was obviously an addicted gambler. But Jim Rome's show, you could call in the middle of the night and you could talk for a long time. And someone who wanted to was a young person. I was in the media a little bit. I was already had a job in the media. I wanted to be cool. So I'd call in the Jim Rome show every single night, making up my own gloss. I never got into what do they have, when the callers try to compete against one. And that was all down the line. This was, you would call in, talk sports with Romy in the middle of the night, and you could talk for like 10 or 15 minutes before he cut you off. So, all right, Jim Rome's the douche. Just want to say that and thank you for stopping in. All right, Ziggy here talking about the Kraken game there, I think a little bit. And did I miss it? Oh, here's Michelangelo on Utah, and that's it. And he said Jim F. and Rome. So, I'll make a pick here, by the way, as well. And I will take the under in this one with Utah and Hockey Club. The Utah Hockey Club. Give me the under here in this one. Again, I think I mentioned they went over when the Senators were visiting Arizona, right? Different atmosphere right now. I'm not saying it helps your defense or anything, but they said the same roster, but it's a different team, man. It's a different vibe in Utah. And it just goes to show you, maybe this is a hot start, probably not going to be all that. Probably going to be better than they were in Arizona. And that kind of, I think, shows too, starting to see some of the injuries here come in right now. And you got Kachuk will return to action here tonight, it looks like, as well. Also, Jared Spurgeon, I'm seeing. Resume skating, not ready to resume yet. Maybe on the next road trip here for the Wild. Okay, just picking up a couple of notes there. All right. That's right. Jim Rome's a douche. He was good. Hey, when I was hanging out with Romy, look, I know it was a long time ago. You could probably, I think he would remember. If you go back and I said, hey, I was in San Diego, do you remember me calling you in the middle of the night for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and I'm sure he would say yes. Okay, but you probably know that I'm not going to make something like that up. All right. Yeah, I never called them after, on national shows. No, done with that. All right. And he got lost a lot of respect in that Jim Everett thing. That was so dumb. but he got all his attention. It made his career. So, you know what? Sometimes you got to be a douchebag, and maybe that'll get you noticed. Maybe I should start to be a jerk. It might help my. Don't get me wrong. I am at the pinnacle of my career here right now on the Sports Money Network. All right, let's keep it rolling. We're almost done with hockey, and I'm having some fun with you guys on a long show. You know, I start to lose my mind a little bit when these shows go long. How about the Pens and the Flames here in this one? With the Flames at home, $1.15 against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's covered the puck line in 6 of the last 7 trips here to Calgary. They played pretty well in this one. But you got to look right now. Calgary, nobody hotter, it feels like, at 4. I know I tried to give them a 5-0 start, 4-0-1 here so far. Penguins 3-4 thus far. The Penguins struggling defensively with a 4.4 goals against average here. Tristan Jarry. I think I got Nedeljkovic here going for the Penguins. We'll see, but I've got Nedeljkovic coming in this one. We know Yari's been a disaster so far. So I think right now you got to try Nedeljkovic here. Going up against Dustin Wolf has been terrific. 2.02 goals against. He's 2-0 so far with a 94% save percentage. I've got the Flames here. I wasn't sure on the total just yet. I was going to probably go with the Flames is my premium pick. So just know that I think I got a pretty solid one here on the Flames. The Sharps, certainly. The Sharps prefer Pittsburgh, I believe. Let me see, 2, 3, 4, about maybe slightly in here to the Sharps on Pittsburgh here, but I'm going to try Calgary at this point with the way Pittsburgh is going here right now. A little bit of steam coming in on the Avalanche that we mentioned earlier. I'm showing the Avalanche taking a little bit of action here in the game against the Kraken. DraftKings went back up to $1.25. Okay, so count me in on Calgary here tonight. What do you guys have, if anything? Ziggy's on the Penguins. And Fernando's got a lean to the under. All right. I don't mind. Fernando likes to, leans are fine. Hey, you're on the show. I'm making a pick, Fernando. You make a pick with me. All right. We're just going to get to the soccer for Fernando and see if we can't fire it up with you guys. We already got subs picks. We got a couple more games. Got football, too. Hopefully we get out of here by 11, you guys. All right, Sharks and Ducks, 10:22 Eastern, 7:22 Pacific. We already told you the widely reported steam came in on the San Jose Sharks. This one's definitely down to about $1.55 or so here. I'll call it a 20-cent move on the Sharks here today in this one. Total, definitely 6 under 22 here right now. Listing Blackwood here in goal for the Sharks, Mackenzie Blackwood and Luke Dostal here for the Ducks. And Dostal's been pretty good, 93% save percentage. Got just a 2-1-1 record so far. Blackwood 0-1-2 with a 4.86 goals against. I don't know if I can get on some of that steam here today with San Jose. I don't think I want any part of that for sure. I mean, everyone's talking up the Ducks like they are the next big thing, or at least going to have a better, a much improved season here, it feels like right now. So, all right, let's see what you guys have from the chat here in this one as I kind of take a look at the moves here. I'm going to take the Ducks. I'll just tell you, $1.55. I don't trust that steam, and I like everything the Ducks are doing right now. So let's see what you guys have in the chat. At $1.55, I'm just going to lay it as a free play. I can do that. Ziggy, though, says take him on the puck line. Michelangelo, though, I'm back on that Flames game, by the way. And Robert says Ducks -1 even here. I'm showing the Sharps are relatively split down the middle in this one, but I would also say they are on the under here. I'm not sure that I am. I might not get a premium out of this one. All right. And also, I'm showing heavy money line play on Anaheim so far. 3 out of every 4 puck line tickets are on Anaheim. And pretty heavy count. More than 4 out of every 5 tickets coming in on the over there. Ducks money line for Ziggy. Next up, final game, Kings and Knights. A great one here. Good one. 11:07 Eastern, 8:07 Pacific time. Maybe I could get out to this one, huh? In a late game here, starting a good half hour after almost a good hour here, it feels like, after the San Jose game. So you got Rittich in goal here for the Kings, going up against Aiden Hill of the Knights. Hill has a 3.8 goals against so far here this season for Rittich. 2.35 ERA, but an 89% save percentage thus far. He is 2-1 so far this season for the Kings. Coming into this one, pretty okay start here so far. 3-1-2 on the playing on the road. A lot of games here so far. The Knights 3-2-1. These teams have combined to go 9-3 to the over. I'm sorry, 6-5 to the over here thus far. Oh, where's the line, you guys? Did I get tired of typing in lines? Kings $1. I'll call them $1.40 here, and the total 6 under 20. There we go. All right, let's get maybe we can get your plays here in this one with the Kings and the Knights tonight. Let's see here. Okay, for me, I'm going to take the under here as my play on the show. Sorry for the hang up there, you guys. Let's just see what you guys got. I'm taking the under in the Kings and the Knights tonight. Feel like it might be a little bit contrarian here. I'm showing so far more than 9 out of every 10 tickets are on the over here in this one, but I'm going to try the under. Ziggy's going to take the Golden Knights at home on that money line. Maybe reduced a little bit here. Robert is on the Golden Knights. All right, and I'll take the under here as my pick in this one. That's it for hockey. We got to keep this show going. So let's quickly get over to the football here tonight with Sam Houston on the road against Florida International. And you see the big move there. Look, I typed these lines in. It was a big night of hockey, man. I got up kind of early, watched some tennis. Here as I see Ben Shelton taking his congratulations from the crowd after Shelton just wrapped up a win against Echeverry. Here, what were the scores? I can't win them all. I was taking 4 games, and I lost. It was by 5 games. Oh, Etch. All right. And can't win them all. Okay, here we go. With Sam Houston taking on, I was updating the line here. Sam Houston down to about a 4.5 point favorite. I'm even seeing 4 as you guys talked about it here for the most part. Feels like 4.5 at a lot of some of the stores in Vegas still hanging on to a 5, but Circa is all the way down to a 4 here at this point in this game. So I don't know. That's pretty tricky. It feels like here could Florida International surprise them, shock them here tonight. I don't know. I mean, well, I guess we could kind of take a look at some of the trends, but we know Sam is the better team. I mean, they are the much better team than Florida International. In my opinion, we watch these games every week. Sam's not only 5-2, they're 5-2 against the spread. Now, Florida International is 4-3 against the spread, but you could have had 6 points, and then you could have had more than 6 points actually in this game if you bet early enough. I'd show the line was, let me see here what, I think I could even quote the book. SIA in Canada opened this game 9.5. Circa opened at 8. And you know what? 8 might have been good, but 4.5, I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure in this one. Man, let's see what you guys have in the chat. I feel like it's going to be all Sam. So if you guys are all Sam, then look, Sam's won 4 out of their last 5 games coming into this one. Florida National, let me see here. I think I got some better notes on this one. Your plays are coming in, and Justin said he took FIU plus 6 points. And it says, if you're on FIU, you might be late to the party. Thomas says, it feels like maybe I'm still going to be on Sam here. I mean, come on. Sam, they've been scoring an average of 35 points a game over the last 4 victories that they had here lately right now. And, yeah, I mentioned maybe their quarterback. You know, they brought in a junior college quarterback anyways from last year. They're a running team. I mean, they averaged nearly 275 points per run yards per game in the last 5 games. So that's Sam's game here. Sam is 3-1 as a favorite so far this season. When they've played some decent teams, it feels like they've gotten held down. They've had a couple of games where they had just 14 points. They're 2 losses. For Florida International, they come in 2-5, 1-2 in conference. Sam is 2-1 so far in Conference USA. FIU won this game last year at Sam, 33-27. And you know, FIU with this coach, they're pretty much just a 500 club against the spread, but they've got a quarterback, an experienced quarterback with 1.5 years of experience under his belt. They've scored okay in those wins. They also played good defense in those wins, allowing 13 points per game in their losses. I'm caught by surprise here. The Philadelphia Flyers are getting steamed here right now in the NHL in that game against Washington. First game up, 6:07 Eastern, 3:07 Pacific. We just want to mention it here right now. Flyers getting steamed here, up to $1.23 at Bet Online right now. So Justin says, did we give out Florida International? And I was definitely leaning towards Florida International at that price yesterday, no doubt about it. But I'm not sure I can do it here with this move right now. So maybe just taking a step back here with that play after seeing the drop. Look, certainly favors Florida International, no doubt about it. But man, come on. The move is on Florida International, clearly from the Sharps. In fact, I'm showing the Sharps prefer Florida International here by 10-1 ratio at this point. So that's kind of just the way I feel about the overall gist of the line move. I want to respect this line move. They beat them last year. All right, gang. I'm on the I'm going to move to the total here for sure. I obviously am indecisive on it, judging by my hemming and hawing here. But Florida National, they're not as bad as their record indicated, certainly. But I just don't want them. Maybe I am supposed to take them because of the line. Because of the line move. I was, saying I liked him yesterday at 6, and the line has moved in that favor. So I gotta, think the Sharps could have the right opinion here, but I'm just not convinced. So, all right, gang, let's fire it up. I'm going to take the over here as my play. I don't want to confuse anybody here with my indecisiveness on this one. Justin says, what about Sam's quarterback coming in here? I believe Watson, right? I'll check again. Let me see what I had. I've got Sam as a team that relies on the run. I really wasn't too worried about who was going to play quarterback here today. But let's see what we've got here. Yeah, still no status of Hunter Watson here, it feels like, I guess. Although, let's see. Um, no, there's some non-confirmed people that I follow saying that Watson probably is going to be out for the season. I mean, that obviously could be the case with the type of injury that he has. The backup didn't look that great. Let me see here. Looks like a. All right. I'm going to say it won't be Watson looking at the reports here right now, but um, I'm not too concerned about that. I'm sure that is the move here at this point. Let me see, you guys. It does have me perplexed because I don't see him officially out of the game yet. But I think the news is going to be, and I think obviously when you got a 2-point line move on a quarterback, maybe that is going to be the case. But I don't. I look at Sam as a running team, heavy run. So. All right. Oldie says he's got Conference USA games right now, 7-2-1 to the over thus far. And also, I'm showing Conference USA home underdogs 4-3 against the spread. All right. Give me the over in Sam and FIU. Last year's game was 33-27. UTEP taking on Louisiana Tech in a game featuring two teams that are combined 3-10 so far this season. Louisiana Tech comes in 2-4, 1-2 overall for my favorite coach, Coach Crumble, and the Techsters here. Louisiana Tech just 1-4 against FCS teams so far, but they've played some close games. 3 of their losses have been by just 7 points or less in this one. That freshman quarterback's done a pretty nice job, it feels like, so far for Louisiana Tech, but they are just 4-9 with Cumbie as head coach, 4-9 against the spread so far. Louisiana Tech, though, has owned this series against UTEP, winning 10 of the last 11 games. The Miners have lost 5 straight trips here into Ruston, Louisiana, but they have gone 3-2 in those games. 3 of the last 4 meetings have gone under. And Conference USA home favorites are 4-4 thus far. Got a little bit of a steam move here in hockey right now. We talked about the Islanders earlier, $1.45 or so, maybe even $1.55. We're seeing it go even higher here against the Red Wings tonight. The Islanders now in their game. The line is moving up here. I'm showing the Islanders $1.65 at BetOnline. All right, Tech going up against UTEP here in this one. For UTEP, they are 1-3 against the spread on the road so far, as a road dog so far this season. They've been pretty strong since joining Conference USA, 19-13 ATS for UTEP. They are 10-16 against the spread, coming off of a win, however, and they have lost to an FCS team this season, 27-24. So, their coach came in here from Austin P, and well, they haven't looked good so far. 1-6 and 1-3 in conference. So Louisiana Tech here favored, as we said, by 6 here, which is a bit of a reduction of the price. It was 7. In fact, I'm showing a 5.5 now. That just came up recently at BetOnline. Juiced up a little bit here, it does feel like. So, all right, let's see if you've got plays here in this one. I'm going to take Louisiana Tech here, laying the points tonight, -6 against the Miners. All right. Let's see here in this one. And Okay, there's super true story. You liked FIU in that one. And, I think the injury for Watson is your lats. I think it's a body, like a like an upper body injury, I think is what they said. But I saw non-confirmed reports about for the season. And that's best I can do. I haven't seen anything official. So, okay, here we go. Chosen one. He's got the under here in this one. I believe this one, right? Because the other one's 46 or so. 40. Chosen one says it's 48 now. Thomas Lewis is on Louisiana Tech. And I think that's going to do it here for the college football. Let's run over that's a crummy game. So let's run over the Champions League situation here today with the card. See if I can get these lines a little more accurate. I did it kind of quick, but seeing some movement here as well. Let's get in it. Red Star going to take on Monaco here. We saw Sub say, I think Sub said he liked Monaco here for first half and full game for an STP. Pardon me, gang. So we'll let Sub handle that one. Monaco minus 1.5 goals here. The total 3 over 30 or so. I'm going to take the over then. If Sub has Monaco here as our play, I'll pivot. I don't have a problem with that. I'll pivot to the total. Let Sub take this one, and I will take the over with Red Star and Monaco here in this one. I think I'm going to need probably a goal here from Red Star in this game. Certainly they come in 0-2. Monaco 1-0-1 so far, I believe, in the Champions League. But so far, Red Star have been giving up some goals here, no doubt about it. They lost to Inter 4-0 and gave up 2 to Benfica. So for Madrid, they were scoreless, of course, in their last game against Lille, and they did beat Rennes 2-1. No, that was in league play, right? So let me see if I can't get the Champions League game in there. Well, nonetheless, let's see here. My schedule's a little messed up. I've got some of the league games in there. So anyways, I'll take the over 3 here in this one. You got to play, let me know. And don't forget our basketball consensus here today. All right, Club Brugge is going to take on AC Milan today. And Milan, a 1.5 favorite here as well. This one, 3 over at minus 140. You might look at 3.25 here at under minus 120 as well. But for me, I'm going to try Club Brugge here in this one against AC Milan. I think so far you got AC Milan. They 0-1-1 to the numbers so far, and Club Brugge did have a nice away performance here so far with the win over Stuttgart. So give me Club Brugge here. I'll take them plus 1.5 goals against Milan today. Next up, Borussia Dortmund going up against Real Madrid. Real Madrid's favored by 1.5 goals here against Dortmund. And the total is 3.5 under at minus 120 or so. Been a little bit of a move here, it feels like, to Dortmund. And why shouldn't they hang in there? It feels like maybe against Real Madrid. Hey, I've got some hockey steam popping up right now. I should have waited. Well, I guess I still could wait in a way, as I haven't been able to bet any on the show. But we're seeing the total in the – oh, no, I shouldn't have waited. Okay, I mentioned that under in the Kings-Knights game that I took the under. And right now we're seeing – I said it was 6 under 20. It definitely was, right? Pretty much everywhere. Not anymore. Right now I'm showing pretty much everywhere. This total is moving to 5.5 over 20, probably because I gave it out. And just kidding, but total moving under in the Kings and Golden Knights. Right now, it was 6. It's now 5.5. We're seeing that total on the move here right now with the Kings and the Golden Knights. Under is a steam move coming in. All right, we'll continue on here, though, with a little bit of action from the Champions League. As I said, you got Dortmund here going up against Real Madrid. Dortmund has looked pretty good so far. Why wouldn't they hang in there, it feels like, in this one so far with a 2-0 record? Or look, Real Madrid, I mean, they have a loss on their ledger, of course. Now, see here. Real Madrid did win at home for sure. I'll probably see some goals, I would think, maybe in this one at 3.5, under 20 right now. I'm going to take Dortmund as my play, plus a goal and a half here in this one. And we did get a play in there. Robert McCormick had an under in the first half. I'm not sure which game, but let's keep going. All right. Eindhoven taking on PSV. PSG sounds like a checkup from my doctor on my STDs or something at this point. With Paris Saint-Germain, a goal and a half favorite in this one, going up against Eindhoven. PSG comes in at home here in this one currently with a record of 1-1, and PSV is 0-1 coming into this one. So far, I think PSG has struggled a little bit more than PSV on the pitch so far this season, but I'll probably still lean to PSV here, plus a goal and a half. Not sure I'm convinced about Paris Saint-Germain at this point, covering 2 goals here. So I'll take a goal and a half in this one with established clubs. You got right now pretty big move on PSG. So I've got to take the value here. PSG open for the most part, $2, $2.50, maybe at some of the square shops. They're now $3.25, $3.50. So haven't looked into the personnel, haven't looked into the lineups. This is soccer. I'm going to take some value here, it feels like, with Eindhoven at plus 1.5 at plus money here today. All right. And Robert said under first half in the Real Madrid game. Thank you, Robert. Okay, I'll keep it going here right now with some more Champions League plays, and then we'll wrap up the show with Bologna taking on Aston Villa. We already covered it, right? We've got sub on Aston Villa and under. I think you took it up to 4.5, right? In that one. I already said I like Aston Villa. I like the under, so I'll grade it. You can grade me at 2.5 here in this one. If you wanted to get involved, maybe you can go up to 2 3/4 of a goal. You're probably going to delay $1.25, $1.30 or so with that. If you want to just assure it in case a third goal comes in for Villa. Remember, we did have Marcel said he liked a 3-0 scoreline here in this one, so that wouldn't be good for the total. Also, M looks taking Villa here in this one. So let me just call out, I'm going Villa and under. Certainly feels like the square side, with all due respect to what Sub was saying here, does feel like the popular play. I think we could just, I guess I would call it here in this one. I'm showing right now here. Let's see. I think I have the numbers. Villa is taking an overwhelming amount of support on the money line here today. All the favorites today. I really don't show any dogs right now on the early ticket counts. It's all favorite money, overwhelming favorite money. There isn't one underdog. The most underdog taking any money line money is going to be Stuttgart here, and Sub already said he was on Juventus. So, okay, keep it moving here with just some plays from the Champions League here. The Denver Broncos are taking some steam right now at Circa. they were minus 7.5, and Denver could be moving here this weekend to, let me see, are they going to be minus 8 here at this point, the Denver Broncos, in that game against the Panthers? They're up to 9. Denver, big-time steam here against the Panthers, up to 9. Also, Chargers and Saints moving higher here at this point. See this one up to 41 at Circa. And also I think that's it as I checked the NFL board there. All right. And Michelangelo said, yeah, I've got that PSP something or other. I don't know. Yeah. All right. Lisbon and Sturm Graz here in this one. Not the highest profile matchup, certainly, of the day, but we do have coming in to this one. Lisbon 1-0-1. Sturm Graz 0-2 so far in Champions League play. They haven't looked too great so far, but I would think here for me, so far Sturm Graz, they didn't cover a number in either game as well. We've seen so far Lisbon went under in both of their games so far as well. So let me see the line currently here. Oh, let me interrupt, actually. Ottawa taking some steam here. The Senators against Hockey Club. We already went with Hockey Club, but here is Ottawa right now taking some steam at even money. Utah's still going to be favored, but Ottawa could move to $1.05 here, it feels like. Okay, I'm checking the line moves right now. Lisbon and Sturm Graz in this one. It's pretty much been a pretty big move on Lisbon here. Got to respect the move. Certainly doesn't feel like too much value. I'll take Lisbon minus 1.5 goals against Sturm Graz. Shakhtar taking on Arsenal, and well, those numbers are right. Arsenal's a 2.5 goal favorite. The total's 3.5. So big favorite here for Arsenal against Shakhtar. Shakhtar comes in 0-1-1 right now. Coming into this one, Arsenal comes in. What are they? Are they 1-1? What are they? One. I gotta check my records here now. All of a sudden, big card of hockey, man. The soccer coverage here may be a little bit behind from me here at this point. Okay, let me just get into it here. There's actually been a significant movement, I would think, on mostly the draw. Maybe they could come in here. The draw has actually taken the most action, it seems, in this game, because I show Shakhtar was about 20-1 dog on the three-way. They moved to maybe 1,700 here at Bovada right now, but the line on Arsenal has dropped considerably from minus a dime or so at some of the books to maybe minus 800 here, while the draw has dropped from maybe 10 or 11-1 down to 8-1. So maybe, just maybe, giving Shakhtar a chance to find a way to draw. I'm not sure about that. Still have Arsenal 2.5 goal favorite at a little bit of plus money. I'll just take the under here in this one. So far, Arsenal's gone under in both of their Champions League games thus far. The PSG game, of course, they won 2-0. So I'll go under here in this one. All right. Thomas has no understanding of these soccer matches. We're covering these, though, Tom. These are the highest. The reason why, I think, of course, remember we covered World Cup too, and the reason why I've started the coverage of this particular competition, this is the highest level of club soccer in the world, no doubt. Yeah, maybe you could say that sometimes the league play might be a little deeper say in the EPL or the Bundesliga, because you don't have some weaker champions, but you could argue the weaker teams in those leagues couldn't beat some of these champion teams like Bratislava here, for example. Girona, a 2-goal favorite, and the total here 3.5, under 20. Both teams come in 0-2 so far in the Champions League. You've got Girona coming in. They did cover the spread, though, in one of their games. I would think they'd be a significant favorite here. Maybe they can get this 2-goal difference here in this one. I'll lay 2 goals with Girona. It might be a little tough to get to 3-0, but I don't know, kind of like the over, so why couldn't they win this game 4-1 or so? I think 4-1 might be my exact score line if this is going to get home here in this one. If it's 3-1, we might be bummed here at this point. So I don't know. It feels like this is my lopsided game of the day. And finally, it's going to be Stuttgart taking on Juventus. We saw Sub give out Juve so far, so I'll let Sub handle that. Juve comes in 2-0. Stuttgart comes in 0-1 so far this season. I agree with Sub. I think Juve is the team. They covered the spread in both of their wins so far, so why couldn't they do it again here in this one? And I will say that Stuttgart did go over in their only road game so far this season in the Champions League against oh boy, now I'm trying to look it up here real quick and see who it was against, but I don't know if I have the time to do it right now on my chart here. So anyways, Subs on Juventus. I will take the over in this one at 2.5 goals at -120. Not much movement here on this one. If anything, the move has been to Stuttgart just a little bit. All right. I think we've covered a lot of great sports here today. Thank you for joining me for 2 hours, over 2 hours of action here in this one. I need some water. Probably need a shower after this one. Make sure I don't have any gambling transmitted diseases here. So thanks everybody for joining me on the show here on the Morning Steam. We'll be back tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific. We got more programming on the way here today with Mikey Money and pre-gaming at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific. The hockey card will be on the way already. Mikey's going to miss that first game, I think. No, I think he can squeeze it in if he wants to make a play on it with the start at 6:07, 3:07 Pacific. So those are his Flyers. We saw the steam come in on the Flyers. So let's see what Mikey Money has in store for us on that big NHL card today. And don't forget, NBA action as well, and the football tonight. So get my premium plays over at winnable.com/Ramon. This is where I'll have my best picks. Hopefully we gave you some winners here on the show. Hopefully you gave me some winners on the show as well. That's how this works. But my best plays, the ones that I kept secret, I don't know, going to be over at winnable.com. You can pick up today's card. I think I have it for $350. Anybody that bought yesterday's package, even though we won and went 2-1 with our premiums, I've extended those packages another day because we only had 3 games. So felt like let's give them another day. That's how I do it. When I see, I actually am pricing this is kind of fun. I'm pricing my plays. If I'm hot, I might raise the price. If there's a lot of games, I might raise the price. If I'm doing poorly or there's not a lot of games, maybe I'll lower the price. Anyways, it's about 67 cents a day. If you subscribe to me for 1 month at $20, you're going to get probably 10, a dozen plays on a decent sized card. Card like yesterday, there were 3 games. I went with 3 premiums. We won both NFL. We lost by a half a goal in the hockey game, but really it's just a measure. See who does Ramon like over there. Save 20% on my packages. So hey, if $350 if $3.50 is too much for you, if 67 cents a day is too much for you, well, put on that code STEAM and it'll be about 50 cents a day to get my picks direct to your phone or device, and you can set notifications as well when I make the plays. I try to get my premiums out there maybe 2 hours before the games, try to get as much great info as I can. Sometimes we go a little earlier for the big card. I want to make sure you get the plays certainly here. And the VIP, those come a little bit later sometimes. When you go over to Winnable, let me just show you guys, if you haven't subscribed to me, I got like 125 of you on the free subscriptions, and we got about 50 right now, it looks like, on some of the paid packages. So I do appreciate that. There are multiple packages available. You can get 1 month there, as I said, flexible payment options. You can actually get the 1 year pass for $99 and break it up into 4 payments if you want. So you get text updates so you never miss a play with me on the Winnable app. I'm stretching. You can't see it. I'm using this moment to stretch behind the curtain here. So check me out over at winnable.com. You can click on the QR code and get more plays from me, just what you wanted here every day from the Winnable app. Okay, that's going to do it for the morning steam. Catch you again tomorrow. Thank you so much for making me the start of your sports betting day. First on YouTube with the previews, picks, odds, and line moves, and that live scoreboard behind us as well. Let me get the comments here out the door. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. Thank you to Thomas, Johnny Walker, Michelangelo as well. Robert McCormick, thank you as well. So appreciate it. For Tony, second time I've done that. For the Sports Money Network, I'm Ramon Scott. Good night. Good day.
Can't escape from the team called the morning steam. It's time to break one for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money.